Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the bold analysis. In here, we try to keep it bold. I don't welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. And here, I want us to keep it bold. As by the time I was doing this video, IBC had tallied 93 Form 34 Bs, that is, had verified Form 34 Bs from the constituencies, and Raila Odinga was leading. So my attention has been drawn to this gimmick about an arrest. And I want us to just go straight to question why the Kenya Kwanza team are actually propagating this narrative about the arrest. Kipchumba Murkomen is talking about how the police, or rather the DCI, wanted to arrest William Ruto's chief agent Kithure Kindiki. That is not a very light matter, because if Kithure Kindiki is William Ruto's chief agent, then that tells is that is something that will not be taken lightly. I want to just read for you two factions, two scenarios, that what Kipchumba Murkomen is saying and what Dennis Itumbi is saying. According to Dennis Itumbi, Kithure Kindiki was in the UDA offices, and his car was being washed, was taken to a car wash nearby the Hustler offices, and it was taken there by his bodyguard, who is also his driver, and he's unarmed. The driver is armed. So when at that car wash, and this is according to Dennis Itumbi, at the car wash, some 5 plainclothes officers, who allegedly says are from DCI, surrounded the car and demanded to search the car, saying that the car had a gun, or rather they were looking for Kithure Kindiki. So after the officer explained himself and showed the police guys his identity, they left him, parked their Subaru car in nearby parking, and then went directly to UDA offices. So according to Dennis Itumbi, they wanted to arrest Kithure Kindiki. Someone is asking why. Kipchumba Murkomen, this is what he shared in his Twitter page. Mr. Kinoti, the DCI Kenya, your officers allegedly from Kilimani police station were here at our party headquarters and attempted to kidnap our chief agent, Professor Kithure Kindiki. Stop the gimmicks. Time is over. Then he shared these cars. He posted these cars, that of course these are the cars of the people that went there. So according to Kipchumba Murkomen, the intention of these people was not to maybe arrest Kithure Kindiki, but was to kidnap. If they didn't even talk. Now, let me say, when the officers left the washing, the car wash, they met Kithure, they found Kithure Kindiki, because Kithure Kindiki picked another car from one of the staffs there, because his car was being cleaned. So he decided to pick another car, maybe to do some other duties. And immediately got inside there, the DCI officers allegedly came in and wanted to search and told him that he could not leave, and they wanted to arrest him. So we are not being told, that is the version of Itumbi. According to Kipchumba Murkomen, they wanted to kidnap Kithure Kindiki. And I want to ask, for what reason? Even if you are supposed to take such a propaganda, and if you want to know this is a propaganda, number one, I have tried, apart from the Twitter posts from Dennis Itumbi and Kipchumba Murkomen, I have not seen any media house publishing that story. Not even the mainstream, not even the digital spaces. That story is not captured by any other person. Remember, chief agent, this is the senior most person in terms of presidential, the presidential protocol on the side of deputy president. So if there was such an attempt, it will not be taken lightly. Then they're saying that they wanted to arrest Kipchumba Murkomen. Okay, so if they wanted to arrest him, to kidnap him, and not Kipchumba Murkomen, Kithure Kindiki, and they did not arrest him, so what happened? Why not? What stopped them from arresting Kithure Kindiki? And guys, you look at it and you ask, what exactly are we dealing with? The propaganda on the arrest is not new, because I think on Wednesday night, there was another faked arrest of Davis Chirchir and Onjoy Githai. Davis Chirchir is chief of staff in William Ruto's office, the deputy president's office, and Onjoy Githai is head of communications at UDA party. So that was also brought in. It was never captured by any other media house. So that tells you that that information is not one that is verified. Because honestly, if it was genuine that someone wanted to arrest Kithure Kindiki, then it will take Hustler Center, I think, is around Ngong Road. Citizen TV is just across the road, the other side of Dennis Pritt. They would have contacted journalists and that story would have been covered. Why is it that that story was not covered anywhere? Even if you are to doubt, but you'll see that this is a political gimmick. And then you wonder, why do you think there is that issue, this propaganda about an arrest? And they point out to the same thing, even in Bomas of Kenya, when they were talking about the Chirchir and Githai, it was all about an arrest. Kipchumba Murkomen is talking about kidnap. So why would someone kidnap Kithure Kindiki? He's not elected anywhere. He's supposed to work at Bomas of Kenya. And what is his influence? He's not an IT guru, as in, honestly. Things do not just add up. Now, I see a latest strategy of playing psychological gimmicks as this tally is going on. And I just gathered this. What exactly is happening? Because unlike the UDA, the Azimio side have been consistent and also been poking holes in this verification exercise. When something happens, they talk. The acts of hacking and the anomalies in the votes that are being verified, they emerge. But the Kenya Kwanza team are not defensive. In fact, IBC came and tried to defend on the issue of the 10,000 votes in Kiambu town constituency. Of course, it was corrected. But the Kenya Kwanza team, they are not talking about those things, while it was putting William Ruto on the spot. And actually, Mount Kenya has been complaining. The leaders in Mount Kenya are saying they want to go to court because they feel that they were fried raw. Kenya Kwanza is not responding to that, but they seems to be dragging their own sideshows, while Rigathi Gachagua insisted that this time round they don't want sideshows. Guys, what are we dealing with? Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. I want to remind us, we're just bracing 4 days to the end of our 21-day fundraiser challenge, 50 shillings challenge for Sarah Tieno, who is a subscriber in this channel, and she's suffering acute leukemia. She was locked in Kenyatta Hospital. And after being there for some time, she has went through the surgeries and the sessions and the chemo sessions, and she is strong. However, the bill has accrued to 1.5 million. NHIF covered bit, I think the bed and the rest. And now there is that 1 million that is supposed to give. So we took it upon ourselves to just help assist her. Sometimes I am behind the scene. Service to humanity surpasses any other thing. And so I am just continue to reach out to us. Kindly, let's contribute, let's help. I take this so passionate about this because I know that at least we shall have impacted someone's life. Impacting lives apart from the political information, rather the political updates. You can do that through my number as Team Bolt 0710 62 78 89. That my name will appear Kevin Olo. You can also reach out to Sarah. Her number is 0716 357 360. I want to say thank you, a big thank you to the team from USA. Oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. They are adopting, there are people who are adopting as I'm adopting 100 people. I remember one, yes, sent 10,000 yesterday. Asanteni sana. Guys, I'm just so glad that this will happen. I believe this will happen. The 1 million check, it's a reality. Where these psychological gimmicks? Why? The UDA teams lost their center of command. They lost their center of command, and when Kipchumba Murkomen does a post, or when the political leadership does a post, and what Oscar Sudi is saying in Eldoret vis-a-vis what Dennis Itumbi is posting, you're left stranded. You're like, okay, fine, so whom do I believe? Even if you're supposed to run a propaganda, I think it should be coordinated. It should be consistent, so that even you want to exploit the gullible supporters, it must be consistent, so that someone says, okay, we are here. But there's a situation where what this person says and that person says doesn't work. There is a center of command, and losing that center of command, number one, could be that there are now layers of communication. And the layers of communication seems to have been reviewed. There are those things that are from bombers to deputy president, and there are only those things that only deputy president can plan with the Kipchumba Murkomen and the team, and some other members are not part of that. And why do you think they have lost that command? They might have lost that command because they have been disoriented by all these exposés on the malpractices in the Kenyan election. But I cannot underestimate, or rather I don't want to be blind. We cannot be blind to the fact that these diversions about arrest propaganda are also intended at diverting the attention of the Kenyans on whatever is happening in Bomas of Kenya. Let me say that the constant exposure of the anomalies in the Form 34A and Bs that are being verified in Bomas of Kenya has casted aspersions on the integrity, or rather on how the conduct of Kenya Kwanza in this election. And I think what really happened, I want to agree with some people that we may never know, or we may know after the results are announced, after some time. Maybe the results are announced. So they want to divert that attention, because the real thing now, the frontier, the second phase is at Bomas of Kenya. Because Form 34A must be verified by Form 34B. So if someone is bringing forms, and it must be diligent and very tight. And because Bomas of Kenya, if you were to make a public referendum on the process at Bomas of Kenya, then Kenyans will give Kenya Kwanza a red card. They'll give Kenya Kwanza a red card. And if you want to know, the issue of the Bomas is at the center of this, is refer to Rigathi Gachagwa's tweet. Rigathi Gachagua tweeted today and said that Azimio la Umoja are delaying verification process in Bomas of Kenya. Even though IBC acknowledged that a lot of the vigilance by political parties is also slowing the process. And Azimio is saying, better slow, but we get the best and the right thing. Why do you see that Rigathi Gachagua on the other side is blaming verification process is slow because Azimio are disrupting? On the other end, Kipchumba Murkomen is also running and propagating a narrative of an arrest that is inconsequential. Honestly, who would arrest Kithure Kindiki? Who would kidnap? For under what? And even if it is a kidnap, will it be that casual that we just draw someone from UDA offices and kidnap that person? Someone for what political intent? And it really keeps me wondering. Someone might even then, it triggers a conversation, a thought that, so the returning officer who portrayed, was he kidnapped? What exactly is it? Because on the other end, it can be seen as a deep state thing. But if you look at it, Kenya Kwanza are up to make sure that by the time results are out, the narrative of state capture gains momentum. And whichever that outcome of that result, there will be an issue of there was a state capture. The state is interfering. The deep state is doing that. And if you read Dennis Itumbi's tweet, that's what they were saying, that we are brave, we've braved this throughout. I don't know whether these narratives about state capture is still going to be very sweet to Kenyan people to listen to that. Because honestly, we need to face the reality. That, as I said, that is my bearing, that everyone has the results for the presidential votes. Everyone has the results. The results are at the portal. So, mtu kama aliongeza, Kenya Kwanza knows they have won or they have lost. UDA know they have won or they have lost. And what they're doing now is managing. So, if you look at the way that person is blaming, and let's ask a question. If they have won the elections, why would there be a propaganda on an arrest? Do they feel they have won and someone wants to snatch the win? And so there is... And what is the direct role of Kithure Kindiki in verification? He's not even in the verification desk. So why would someone go for him? Guys, what are your thoughts? And remember, Raila Odinga's chief agent is Kithure Kindiki's brother. So they're also connected by blood. What do you think? That's my bold.